Okay, it's no secret. The best hockey player in the entire world is... Hold for dramatic effect. And drum roll, please. Connor McDavid. And if you think otherwise, you're either a Flames fan, just cuz, a Leafs fan because of this guy, or an Avs fan because of this guy. But any real hockey mind knows that McDavid isn't just the best hockey player in the world, he could be the best athlete in the world in his respective sport right now. It's facts. Yes, I know I cheer for the Oilers, but that's what everyone else says. And if you don't, that I said, you're a Leafs fan, you're a Flames fan, or you're an Avs fan. So, with that out of the way, let's ponder the question. Right now, who is the second best hockey player in the world? There's several very good options, but first, let's start off with Papi. Papi, huh? If it wasn't for last season, people would say Matthews is easily the best goal scorer in the entire league, but because of his offseason last year, the margin has definitely narrowed. Regardless, Matthews is still one of the most effective players in the NHL. His size is better than most, and so is his shot, but along with that comes his defensive game, which separates him from most forwards. Whether it's his offensive streakiness or his health, it always seems to hinder his game. And unlike the other players I'm about to mention, he has yet to step up when it matters most. He kind of disappears in the big moments. But despite all that, he's still a top 10 player in the world, and for some even top 5. Depends on who you ask. Next up, Nikita Kucherov. Kucherov has once again become one of the most underrated players in the entire NHL. You could argue his hockey IQ is the best in the whole NHL, and he might be the most creative player in this list, which again all comes from his IQ. Talk about stepping up in the big moments, Kucherov's 2 rings speak for themselves. Even though he is such a creative playmaker, Kuch can snipe the puck when he wants to as well. Every year he continues to have highlight reel goals, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. A few years ago, he very well could have been the second best player, but the competition has gotten so insane. These next few players just edged him out. Up next, the only defenseman on this list. I made a video just over a year ago comparing Cale Makar to Bobby Orr, and even though controversial, I think that's why the video did so good, because people agreed with me. There has not been a defenseman like Cale Makar since Bobby Orr. And you know how many great defensemen there's been over the years? So many! There's been so many! I see consecutive Norris trophies down the road, which hasn't been done in 15 years. I honestly think his edge work is better than McDavid's, and it's not even close. Norris Trophy, Conn Smythe Trophy, Calder Trophy, the newest NHL cover athlete, and Stanley Cup champion. And he's only 24. You know who else is 24? Oh, yeah, that's right. Me. I'm 24. I suck. Okay, next. We're down to my last 2 candidates, and if you know hockey, you know which 2 players I haven't mentioned. Before I tell you these next 2 players, I want to give some honorable mentions. David Pastrnak. This was his first unreal year. If he had a few more seasons like this past one, then he would definitely be more in consideration. Matthew Tkachuck. Tkachuck brings something none of the players I said before bring. He is a pest, but boy oh boy can he play hockey. Last honorable mentions are Jack Hughes and Tage Thompson. They obviously have a ways to go, but I'm big on these 2. Give it a few years, they're going to be top 5. If you've made it this far, I hope you've enjoyed the video. This player just got edged out, and there's going to be people who disagree with me, and that's totally fine. There really is no right answer, as all the players I've listed have valid cases to being the second best player in the world. But next up, in my opinion, we've got Leon Draisaitl. For those who think I'm a biased Oilers fan, I hope this shuts y'all up. Because even though I could have very well put him second in the world, I still think this next player has the slight edge, but it's so close. But let's talk about Leon first. Leon is the full package. Arguable best goal scorer in the league, check. Arguable best playmaker in the league, also check. Laying the body on Matthew Tkachuck, body check. All jokes aside, he's one of the most balanced players in the whole world, and when playoffs come around, he honestly might be better than Connor, which is ridiculous. And to those of you who still are out there saying he's a power play merchant, he only gets his points because of Connor McDavid, come on. Like, in the playoffs this year, like, he proved he was a beast in his own right. He had more goals than Connor. He outplayed Connor. He looked like our best player. It's insane. For those of you, like, I don't even want to. I feel it's stupid that I still have to say this, but it is what it is. So I'll let you guys, do your own thing, whatever. But last and not least, the second best player in the world is Nathan MacKinnon. Probably the most competitive player in the NHL. He does it all. He leads by example. His snapshot is so nice. When he goes high glove, it's so satisfying to watch. All he does is flick his wrist and the puck goes flying. His explosiveness with the puck is so insane, and I think that's why I have him slightly over Leon. I think Nate Dogg's speed slightly outweighs Leon's passing and IQ. In today's NHL, speed kills, and he's got it. He can stick handle with the best of the best, and there's one thing he does that none of the guys I've listed do. He fights, and that's like the cherry on top of the cake, man. MacKinnon is mean. He is physical, and he is the second best player in the world, in my opinion. So, do you agree with me? Drop a comment down below as I read every single one. I had a lot of fun with this one, guys, and if you like it, please show your support. I'll definitely do more videos like this. All you gotta do is leave a like. I'm so curious to hear what you guys have to say. And guys, we're like 20 subs away from 3,000, baby, so do your boy a solid. 3K subs, how cool would that be? I remember my first 1,000 right here, but let's get this thing, let's make it bigger. Let's get 3,000, okay? Right on. Sweet. That's all I got for this one, guys. If you're new to the channel, show your boy some love. Don't be average when you can be above average. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.